Welcome back to the Smut Fairy podcast, where your favourite fairy smut mothers have been working their magic to find you a new delicious read. I'm Elle,
And I am Kato.
and for the first time ever, we are so excited to tell you that we're hosting an author on our pod.
Yay! Hi!
Wright writes contemporary YQ's Omegaverse romances, and if you've been listening to us for a while, you know how much we love YQs. This is a real treat for us. Ari has had books in the top 30 Amazon bestseller lists, and her work is described as a perfect gateway into the Omegaverse for any newcomers to the genre. Ari is here today to talk to us about her new book, Out of This World. Welcome to Smut Fairy HQ, Ari Wright. We're so happy to have you on the pod.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here. Yay! Why choose best topic in the world? So
my favorite.
A dream.
Honestly, I could talk about it all day.
There's not a better topic. I actually think that it's probably my favorite thing in the world to talk about.
Yeah, you know those things where it's like what's the one thing that if you were just like let loose and you could talk about for 20 minutes, like what is it? Like I feel like that's up there for me for sure.
So real, honestly.
You made a career out of it, so I'm really impressed.
Yeah,
doing what I love, right? Like truly, I feel so grateful all the time that this is my job and I get to come on wonderful shows like yours and talk about the best topics, like, how many peens is too many peens and et cetera, et cetera.
The answer is the limit does not exist, but
it's not a limit. No, I'm proving that theory with my next book, so we will see.
Excellent.
We will see.
I'm so excited to get into that.
So as far as like romance, Omegaverse, etc., we love to find out how people got into this world. So we'd love for you to tell us like what your journey's been with smut. Like what was your gateway?
Yes.
How did you get into reading it and then writing it? We'd love to hear.
So good. So I love this question. Okay, so my gateway was, you know what? We're not going to say 50 Shades of Grey because I don't want to give it that power, to be quite honest. I did read it.
It's so valid.
I read it when I was in college. Everyone was reading it, right? And I liked it a lot, but I remember thinking to myself, like, I feel like the premise of this is so good and it just like wasn't quite there for me. And I needed more different. And so that's how I found Sylvia Day's Crossfire series, which is my holy grail contemporary romance series. To this day, I've probably read all 5 books, and no exaggeration, 20 times. I met her once and I sobbed on her shoulder, actually, like physically.
So understandable.
That was
I do the same thing.
Yeah, I get it.
You're out there, hi, it's me. But she was lovely. But yes, so that was my gateway. I'm still obsessed with those books. They're so wonderful. And that is how I ended up writing contemporary romances in the first place. So I have my Star-Crossed City series, which are just more of your like standard contemporary romances. And I really enjoyed working on those. And that was my plan until I read my first Omegaverse book, which was Pack Darling by Lola Rock. It's a duet. Fantastic. So, anyone who, if you know, it's just so good. So I read the entire duet in 18 hours. No, I did not.
Stunning work.
We've all been there.
I was obsessed. I couldn't stop. Yeah. So once I got going on that, that was in the back of my head, and I just kept reading Omegaverse while writing contemporary. And then I had a best friend who was going through a hard time, and we went for tacos and margaritas, as one does.
The cure for everything.
Yeah, correct. In our depression sweatpants, we were like, we're gonna go eat tacos. Cool. So we're sitting at this Mexican restaurant, and it's true. It was football season, so we were talking about, we both love football. We were talking about football, and I was like, what would be so good? Like a football, why choose? And she said, what would be so good? A football Omegaverse, why choose?
Hell yeah.
And I couldn't think of one. I was like, oh my God, is there such a thing? Like, I need to read it immediately. And there wasn't that I could find at the time. And so we had the best, it was, she was going through a hard time, and it was the first time in a long time I'd seen some joy from her. Like, we sat and we literally cast this book. We're like, oh, this guy and this, and just for fun. And I went home and thought, oh, I'll write her a few chapters. Like, that'd be cute. And that'll make her laugh, right? I wrote 24,000 words in 2 days.
Oh my God.
And not her goal. I did. And not her goal was born. And at that point, I had to finish the book. So I went ahead with it. Luckily, my editor is just an absolute angel. And when I came to her after writing 3 angsty contemporary romances and said, hey, guess what? We're doing naughty football smut. Hope you're good with that. She was...
Yeah, you're like, this one, a little bit of a pivot. How do we feel about the pivot?
It's gotta be adjustable.
I remember asking her, I was like, I don't want to make you uncomfortable. Like, are you okay editing this kind of book? Because it wasn't like anything she had done at that point. She does all sorts of things now, but we were both really starting out in our careers. And and that was how Not Her Goal was born. And we have just had the best time ever since. And you can't stop, won't stop at this point.
No, exactly. We both read Not Her Goal, and big fan, actually.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was just a good time to write. I had the best time writing it. I don't think I'd experienced anything. It was so freeing to write and to go from regular contemporary to Why Choose. That was really, I don't know, cathartic for me. I really enjoyed that. So it's my mission now. I'm gonna get all the Why Choose.
Oh my God, I love it. That is the best origin story of a book I've ever heard. I love it so much.
Depression, tacos, and margaritas with your best friend, and looking up hot football players on Pinterest. That's how it happened.
That's a regular day for us.
I mean, we were going to ask next, like, what kind of your writing process is, but I think you've just nailed it, which is depression, tacos, and margaritas.
Depression, it's almost always like a set of insane tropes that to most other people make no sense together.
Yep.
I usually get inspired by like, okay, I like this trope and I like this trope, and I've not seen them together in this way. And I think that would be interesting, and I would want to read that. So that's typically like the foundational premise. And then it just rolls from there, right? We start casting guys on Pinterest, or we start adding songs to a playlist. I'm over here, like, my playlist is my Bible when I'm writing. If it's on the playlist, that's the vibe. And once I have the vibe and the aesthetic in my mind, the rest just kind of, the characters really tell me what they're going to do. So I feel like it's my job. Like, I just kind of have to get out of their way a little bit.
I love that.
It's been so fun. Yeah.
So they're kind of telling you what to do, but you're at the end of the day putting the pen on the paper, so to speak. So who's your favorite character?
Oh gosh. Okay. So see, I write Why Choose. That's a mean question. The whole point is that they're all supposed to be too good. Do you know what I mean?
So, okay. So what's your favorite pack you've ever written?
I think that I can answer. So this changes every day.
Unit.
Right? Today, I usually do have a favorite alpha and a favorite pack on any given day. Now, these change all the time. Today, my favorite pack is actually the pack that no one has met yet for my upcoming book, Tangled Up in Knots. I did some work on that. I did a couple of really important things with that this week, and this pack is they might break me. I am emotionally attached
oh my God.
to every one of these characters in a way. Now, I thought Bound to the Beast, Bound to the Beast was the first Why Choose I've ever written where I, honest to God, still right now, can't pick a favorite alpha. I could not pick one. I loved them all equally. I couldn't choose if you paid me. That isn't true of my other books. This is the first time a whole pack, and it's a 2 Omega book, so it's interesting. This is my first 2 Omega book also.
Yes.
It's the first time I truly don't think I could change a single thing about any of these characters. They are so perfect for each other. And the way they're fitting together is kind of blown. So that's my favorite pack for today. My favorite alpha for today, gosh, this is so hard. People have heard me say this 1,000 times, and it's not a popular opinion. I love Spencer from Not Her Fight. He is like my favorite alpha ever, ever, ever. He's neurodivergent. I'm obsessed. Writing him was one of my favorite things I've ever done. So I love him. I always go back to him when I'm having anytime he's my go-to, and it does change, but today is a Spencer day.
He's your emotional support alpha.
He is. And it's so funny because he wouldn't want to be anyone's emotional support alpha.
Well, guess what? Too bad, Spencer.
He would absolutely hate me and want nothing to do with me at all.
And you're like, please just let me love you. I'm obsessed with you.
I love him so. He's like a son to me. I love him so much.
Oh my God, I love this.
Oh, that's so cute.
So good. I think it's so interesting when you write characters, and then some of them, you start out and you're like, oh, I love where this character's going, and then others really surprise you and they change and they grow and all this kind of stuff. It's so interesting to see, especially with time, how much they change.
With the Why Choose, and I don't know if this is something that happens with other Why Choose authors. I should really ask some of my friends. I never end up where I think I'm going with that, with the plot, but also with who I think I'm gonna like. And at the beginning, it's like, oh, he's gonna be my favorite, and then in the middle, it's like, oh no, he's my favorite, and then at the end, it's like, nope, I was wrong. This one's my
totally
favorite.
Different one.
It just changes. But I think that's how I know I'm doing something. That's how I know I'm cooking, right? Like if I
you're doing your job well.
Yeah.
Like
because
if I can't choose, we're good. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, the whole premise of the Why Choose is that you just can't. So you have to have them all.
Right. I don't want anyone to be like locked in from the jump. This is my guy, and never feel swayed. Right. Yeah. I like being able to kind of make people question, well, oh, actually, I don't know. Maybe this one. And I think in a lot of books, they kind of sneak up. Like I think about the book Not Her Catch, my last MVP book in particular. There was one alpha in there who the first 30% of this book, my editor was like, listen, I've never said this to you before, but this guy's a dick. Like, he is. He totally is. And then, he really sneaks up on you in the end there. And she's like, whoa.
How'd you do that?
He's my favorite. I'm like, oh.
It's the different, like for me, it's always when you get to like their chapter, if you've got the different POVs and you get to their chapter and you get into their head and you're like, wait a second.
Someone's cooking here.
Yeah, we're cooking now.
I love it. The different POVs is probably my favorite. I know I always wrote, so it's actually really interesting. I started writing books when I was 14.
Wow.
And back then, multiple POVs was not a thing. No. We did not read that. I mean, that was a rarity at best. And I actually wrote an entire not Why Choose. I meant to say YA. I wrote an entire young adult.
They're different things for sure.
Definitely different. I wrote an entire YA contemporary series with 7 POVs through the whole series. Wow. A mix of boys and girls. And so I feel like I've been doing multiple POVs since before it was like fashionable or popular.
Ahead of the curve.
Honest to God, I couldn't write without it. I don't think I could do it at this point. But it is my favorite. I really do enjoy getting exactly
we love it
in your heads. You see kind of like it looks one way and then it's really not. I just love that. So
it's how the puzzle fits together. Like, because it's like you as the reader get all the information and you start seeing how it's all going to like work. That's the part I like about it.
I agree. And I think for Bound to the Beast especially, I had so much going on under everyone's externalized plot.
Yeah.
That was so pivotal, right? Because you think it looks like one thing from Briar's point of view, and then you get in Cillian's head and it's so different, right, than you expected it to be.
Yeah.
Which is what I want, right? I think that makes it more exciting. I really enjoy writing it that way. So it's been fun for me. It's also tricky though, right? Because it's like, I got to remember this character doesn't know this and this one doesn't know that. And they're all.
You got to keep tabs on everyone.
Do you have like the red string like board up there? Who knows?
I really should. No, I have my amazing God lover. I have my amazing editor who helps, is like if my brain is the hard drive, she's like the backup hard drive. So I'll come up with something and be like, don't let me forget.
Someone write it down.
Yeah, she's your script supervisor.
And I'll come up to her and be like, Katie, do you remember that like brain post-it I gave you 3.5 weeks ago about this one random, what was I saying? She's like, all right. She pulls over
I'm just taking mental inventory up here.
She's amazing. So she helps me keep track of things. And honestly, it's a lot of just reading, rereading, editing, snap decisions.
Yeah.
But there are the strings. They just only exist in my brain. I should really get a board.
I think it'd probably like, you'd set it up on the board and be like, oh my God.
I would. Really would. Yes. This next.
You'd be like, what have I done?
Yes. The book that's releasing this month had it was so new. The concept of it, the world building literally of it is so new. And the strings on that board would have been utter chaos.
Oh, yeah.
Chaos.
Perfect.
No. Oh my God.
So we have been reading some of your work and we've been thoroughly enjoying it. What are you reading at the moment?
Okay, so I actually just decided less than an hour ago to do a reread of my favorite YChu series, which is Catherine Moon's Tempting Monsters series, if you're familiar with Catherine Moon.
Okay, I'm not, but I'm writing that down.
Yeah, we're putting it on the list.
Need it. Okay, so I just convinced my editor on a phone call an hour ago that she's going to go start reading it, and I'm like, now I have to reread it. It's it's amazing. It's Catherine Moon is fabulous. She's an amazing OV author, but also just an amazing paranormal and monster romance author. She has written some of my very favorite books of all time, including The Alpha of Bleak Isle, which I'm looking at a special edition of right now on my bookshelf because I love her. But her Tempting Monster series is YChu's. It's set in like the Victorian era. It's very...
Oh my God,
I'm just looking this up. This is very you-coded.
Oh, it's so good. Each book is so individually fabulous, and the overarching plot of all three is also really good. So yes, I've been hugely inspired by just that kind of concept of each book being its own type of monsters and its own vibe and different vibes, but there being an overarching kind of binds everyone together. Yeah. And that's sort of where I'm going with this Out of This World series.
Awesome.
Oh, my favorite. I'm excited.
Yeah, no, those look good. They're definitely going on the list.
Yeah, they're so good, guys. I cannot oversell.
We're loving you, Rec.
I just love them.
I tell you what, our recommendation list is just out the wazoo. There are so many books in the world that we want to read, and there's just not enough time. But that one, I love steampunk.
It stresses me out.
Moving up.
Yeah,
it stresses me out to be like I'm never going to be able to read everything that I want to read.
No, it's never ending. I'm with you on that. Like I have a whole, and especially because while I'm writing, I try to avoid reading things in the genres I'm working in. So I've got aliens and monsters are one of my favorites. So I have a whole list of things to catch up on.
Yeah.
Now that Out of This World is ready for everyone.
They're some of my favorites too. I love it.
I love it too. It's just been so fun. I really think there's something to like the escapism element of it, just because you're not here on Earth anymore. And I truly, that was one of my taglines that I had in mind, was like, who wants to be on this planet?
Yeah, let's go.
I'm ready to leave. Is anyone else ready?
Yeah. Join me. The ship is ready.
Yes, exactly. So true.
Are there any other romance and alien and monster and any kind of smut books that have stuck with you through your life?
Oh, so many. Oh my gosh. Well, if we're talking specifically about monsters, I adore Finley Fenn's Orcsworn series. If you've heard of the Orcsworn books by Finley
I've
Fenn.
come across those. I
We're
don't
familiar.
know that I've read any, but I do love an orc.
Oh yeah, that's the good
Tell
stuff right there.
you,
Wait, I think I have. No, I have read one.
I love.
I've read the first
Which
one. I loved
Okay,
it.
so I love those. I adore those. I think again, Catherine Moon, the Alpha of Bleak Isle, cannot oversell that one. Just a fantastic. That's a rare MF Omegaverse where there's not a why it's not white shoes, and it works so beautifully. I just adore. I also would be remiss if I did not mention the Queen, Ruby Dixon, and her Ice Planet Barbarian series.
We love.
Iconic, of course.
That was one of our early episodes, was Ice Planet Barbarians.
The best. They're the best. And absolutely.
That was Eleanor's first Alien book, I think. And
Yeah,
I was like, we're doing this.
Right? It was my first Alien book too. Okay, so that was also my first Alien book. And I adored, so that's fabulous. And then also C.M. Stunich has a fantastic series called For the Love of Aliens. And it is...
Is that the Pheromone one?
Yes, Pheromones is the first book. And then there are two more.
I've read those.
Ooh.
Those are good.
Those are like, I was just telling my best friend, the same best friend who is my PA and who inspired Not Her Goal. I was just telling her the other day, I was like, I feel like with aliens, when people ask, what should I read first? The question is, do you want are we going and wading into the shallow end, or do you want me to cannonball you into
off the cliff?
Escapism, right? And if the answer is B, you're getting For the Love of Aliens. That was the most immersive, so well written. Just the different vibes of all the different guys. Crazy. So good. And then
it's kind of like, do you want humanoid or non-humanoid? Because it's like you can have humanoid, but then if you go into the For the Love of Aliens, you're getting kind of like darkness as a concept, as it is one of them.
And you're not, right? You're really not getting alien. Like, and I told her, I said, you can either, right, like you're getting, these are aliens. Like this guy's a moth and he's shooting blood lace at you and you love it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We're like really going in for it here. This other guy has like water stuff and a pearl, and there's a whole bunch of stuff going on, guys. So like there's that, or go to Ice Planet Barbarians and they look like, blue men with really nice abs and handlebars, and you're just along for the ride. It's the nicest coast to just like wade in softly. Those are always my two go-tos for starting out. Like if you want to go like wild, or if you'd rather go something a little bit on the accessible side.
Great, Rex. So we want to go a little bit more into the Omega verse of it all, because obviously that's what you're currently kind of immersed in. And I mean, besides the obvious of like the white shoes of it all, what do you like about the Omegaverse? Like what kind of draws you into writing? Because you could just do a white shoes. What kind of draws you into like the Omegaverse of it all?
I think originally, and this is something I always say to people who don't know if they'd like white shoes. I personally am of the opinion that Omegaverse makes wide shoes make sense when you start reading wide shoes. If you start with an Omegaverse, it just feels right. They're already a group. They're already a pack. They're looking for the final piece to complete them. it, this person comes along and it's who they've been looking for, like, and not her goal. These guys have been this bright piece forever, and here she comes, and it doesn't require a lot of suspension of disbelief of like, well, how is everyone going to feel about this, and is it okay, and is society is okay, because all of that's kind of taken care of for you in an Omegaverse. It's normal and it's the way it's supposed to be, and it allows for that fated mate aspect, which I adore. I just love writing fated mates.
I think it also kind of puts it, it also, like, I think leans on it being a biological thing rather than like a magical thing, which I think means you don't have, like, for a lot of the fated mate things, it's like some magic, like, higher power thing, and it's a little bit like, if you already find it hard to suspend your disbelief for this kind of thing, this is like, no, this is a biological thing. It's scent matching, it's that kind of thing. And I think we find Omegaverse, yes, and
absolutely.
I think Elle and I were talking about this. We find Omegaverse, like, really satisfying because it does sit on this premise of biology, and it's the biological need for, like, alphas to take care of omegas, and it's like, we're both eldest daughters, so this really, like,
there's a lot for us.
Yes. Do we think it's just eldest daughters that love it?
I really think there's something to that, and I think that the biological element makes the spice so much spicier because you're already in. The writing is so physical in a way that normal contemporary romance or why choose romance or even other monster, alien, paranormal romances aren't necessarily. They're so in their physicality all the time and so aware of their physical needs and impulses, and in a way that I think other characters aren't. And I have found that makes it, the spice comes so naturally, right? If by the time they're doing it, you're like, oh, thank God. Like, well, I don't know how much longer I could have.
Seriously.
Even if it's happening, like, all my books are pretty quick, like, off the jump on that. But even by we're like 20% in, and I'm like, oh my God, somebody better take their wang out. I can't.
Yeah, seriously. Like, I got no time for slow burn.
Have a meltdown.
I'm going to have a BF if someone doesn't take their pants off.
Yeah.
An absolute mentee bee.
Oh my God.
It's kind of like that, the physical chemistry that, like, we're all looking for and you want to read about in books, but it's literally dialed up to like 14 out of 10 because it's it just is like this override of their brain. And I think that's why it hits, because you're like, this is what I'm looking for with people. It's like, you want to obviously have that, like, mental connection and, like, emotional connection, but it's like the physical chemistry is so hard to find. And it's like to have that at, like, the absolute nth degree is like, whoa.
You have it so turned up. And then OV takes it a step further. You're already up here. And it's like, oh, it's a rut. Oh, it's a heat.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a and you're like, whoa.
I'm looking in for 5 days.
There's something about knowing that you're going to get, like, a heat few chapters in a book when you start it that you're like, hell yeah. Like, if I didn't get one, I would feel like cheated.
Exactly. And I think too, again, I was writing Out of This World, and my premise for Out of This World was that I wanted to write Omegaverse in a new way, different from my other Omegaverse books. So the Omegaverse in it is different than the Omegaverse in my other books. And it was so funny because, I'm world building a little more than usual, literally world building. And I just kept telling myself, it's okay, because I know later in this book, there's going to be so much space that by the end, people are going to be begging me to find some pants for these guys. Like, please.
Take a breather. Seriously.
Ari, please.
I will not be one. I will not be one of those people.
No. Trust me, you found a good audience.
I think a lot of people are going to be, well, and I worry about it, like, because I don't, and I always want to make sure the plot is plotting and all the things, right? And we have the emotional connections and all that. And this book, again, has more plot, I think, than most of my Omegaverse books, simply because we're
in a new world.
On the planet. There's a whole bunch of stuff happening, right? That has to happen in order for that to make sense. And Once that, I guess my whole thing is I'm telling my street team and my readers who reach out to me, I'm like, listen, you can lock in for like the first 10 chapters, like hang. Now this isn't as much of a problem if you're like an alien paranormal romance reader, because right, the first 10 chapters we're going somewhere. We have to get where we're going and kind of settle in a little bit. But once that spice starts in this book, wow, it is just,
It just
and
keeps going.
I just kept escalating, guys. I really did in this one. I was like, oh, more, again, bigger,
Yeah,
better.
give me more.
And it just kept escalating.
We fully believe that more is more. More is more in a smut.
I kind of did. Like, I went a little unhinged on this one. But
excellent. Great news.
This one, the Alien Omegaverse, what was the kind of inspiration, the thinking for looking off planet?
Okay, so I wanted to do an Omegaverse that was based in our world that we live in right now.
Ooh.
So most Omegaverses, the premise of Omegaverse as a genre is that it is a multiverse, and we are going from our current strand of the universe to a different one, wherein everyone is ABO designation. My question was, what if we already live in one of those right now? Like,
okay,
I love it. Yeah.
What if we are already in one and we just don't know it? And
this is a great premise. I'm sad. I'm so sad.
Someone would have to tell us.
Yeah.
Right? And that was my thinking on this. That was what started this. And I thought, well, who would tell us? Well, they wouldn't be from here.
Someone else would have to know.
So much. I'm hoping to home here. I love my home in the Omegaverse genre. I love my Omegaverse readers. I'm hoping they all come with me, because this is a true blue Omegaverse. It has all the Omegaverse elements you need, love, want. I also just would love to be part of the monster alien romance community, because I think it's one of the best parts of the romance community. I really love it. And it's I'm very passionate about it. So I would love to establish an audience there as well. So it's exciting. Try something new. I love always pivoting. But my thought was, what if we're all already alphas, betas, or omegas and we don't know it?
I love it. I can't wait to read it. I'm so excited. Like, chomping at the bit over here.
Yeah, and then you're like, but is it possible? Like, could it?
I really, honestly, by the end of this book, I was like, I might be onto something here. I don't know.
Yeah, this really does make some sense.
Yeah, you're like, I might have cracked the code.
Witch. I might be clairvoyant, and I guess we'll find out, right? So here we go.
Yes. Okay, so that's the premise, but can you tell us any of the spicy details from Out of This World? We at Smut Fairy HQ love a special peen moment, and we couldn't help but notice the descriptor of 3 alphas and 6 knots. So would you care to elaborate?
Of course, I would love to. Yes. So my beautiful editor, when we started writing Why Choose, she established what we call the 5-cock rule. And the 5-cock rule means that at any given moment, there can be no more than 5 cocks in a scene, because it's just too many cocks to keep track of. And honestly, they have minds of their own, and they just do things. And by the time I get a grip on all of them, no pun intended.
Logistics is too difficult.
The math doesn't math. Too many. 5 cocks is enough, and then that's it. That was the deal that we struck. Well, I broke our deal. I did not stick to the 5-cock rule. So these men each have 2.
Stunning.
Hell yes.
Stunning work.
Obviously they need. Okay, don't at me. The top one is for pleasure and the bottom one is for breeding. So the bottom one has not 1 but 2 knots. And the top one has special features designed to make sure it really brings the smackdown. So
Oh my God.
Okay, I have follow-up questions. No, I have follow-up questions. So, so if the bottom one is for breeding, no, we really get into the weeds with these. If the bottom one is for breeding and the top one is just a pleasure thing, are they a one at a time situation? Are they both at once? Because it wouldn't make sense to have the bottom in the back door if it's for breeding, right?
They are complete, and this was one of my favorite things about them. They behave independently of one another. So one can go off without the other going off.
Oh my God.
Turns, and we can save one for later and come back to it. Sometimes there are, I think we all understand, sometimes you just don't want to be bred, and sometimes you want to be bred hard. So I think it was
to have
nice
options.
That's right. Like, we need some options. And also, about you, but if I had just gotten to a new planet, the last thing I would want is
no, for sure,
immediately. Just let me get the lay of the land here a little bit.
Seriously, I've been here for 5 minutes.
For 5 minutes, right? So I do think that was important to make them different. I did make the decision, instead of doing 2 standard knotted peens like I would in one of my normal Omegaverse, I wanted to do the 2 knots on one, because my thought was,
double lockdown.
What if there was overflow?
Yeah, you got to keep that in.
I haven't seen 2 knots before, and I think it makes sense.
Like,
if you're really going to commit to holding it in, go for it.
Well, and I will just say, these men are prolific, so there's a lot.
Good to know. Good to know. Good to know.
Good to know.
Good to know.
It's biologically necessary. Let's put it that way. So it's very, and this is, I had doing, and I've always wanted to write a size difference kink into my book.
Yes.
And there is just a huge size difference between these aliens and this human, and there's a special spicy element that makes it work between them.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Okay, yeah, listening.
I just, again, when I say that, like, once I started, you start with like one fantastical thing, like, oh, there are going to be 2 penises. And by the time you're done, you're like, whoa.
What was that?
One of them.
What was that?
What have I done? I don't even know.
We call them like the rules of smut. And our number 1 rule of a smut is that it's always huge and it will always fit. So however that has to happen, it will fit.
Even thinks that one of my guys at one point even thinks like, oh, I'm going to make it fit. It'll fit.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff.
He's nothing if not determined, guys. So it's
we love the energy.
Is very forced proximity vibes and a lot of vibes. I've never actually done hardcore breeding vibes before. I've had little touches of it here and there. This is the first time I really went full send, and I go back. So I hope everybody likes it, because
we're here now.
I think this is just my personality now, guys.
It does feel like a natural progression to like kind of build up, and then you get to just like unleash everything. So like in your new books, just add as much as you want. Go crazy.
Yeah,
it's
why
really
not?
Funny because it's giving not her goal vibes to me, and I get people tell me all the time, I love all your books, but not her goal is like very special to them, because it was the first one they read that of mine, and it's a lot of people's favorite. And I remember feeling very excited when I was working on this book, because I just kept thinking, this book is for the not her goal girlies, like the ones who really loved those vibes. The vibes are it's so hard to explain why, because they could not be more different in terms of the stories, but the vibes are very similar.
Into it.
Is it maybe because it's like the first of both kind of genres? It was kind of the first you did, and then the first of this new world?
I think it's the tone, if I'm going to be. So, because I do have the Royal Verse, which is another series. Those are fairy tale retellings. So Cinderella, the tone of Cinderella is so sweet and so romantic. And the story is spicy, of course, but the story is innocent, right? It's a very wholesome story that I made extremely spicy and smutty. But I digress. So that had very almost like just uber romantic vibes, right? For the Cinderella retelling. Not her goal. I just feel like it's so fun.
Yeah.
It was
FMC
so fun.
is so fun.
So fun.
The group and the personalities are so fun. The angsty parts are still kind of fun. And I think the whole time I was writing it, I was having the time of my life. It was like Ari gone wild, right? Because I was going from these angsty contemporaries to like knots, heat, spikes, ruts. Like, let's do, like, like we're in the car. It's called the splash zone. Grab a cock and hold on. Like, I just went. I went ham. I really did. And this book really felt like that. As I was working on it, I was like, I am just going there. I'm just doing it. I'm doing the damn thing. Okay. And I think for that reason, and the FMC in this one really gives me Meg vibes. She's obviously in a much more serious situation, but she is not serious. She is so unserious. Yeah. And I loved that kind of brought some levity and humor. And it still, I hope, and I've been told, feels and sounds like an Ari Wright Omegaverse.
Nice.
It's just in a whole new world. I hope everybody likes it.
Well, that's a perfect segue into our next question, which is if you could describe Out of This World in one sentence, or a couple sentences if you need to, what would it be?
You want a description of like the plot, of the aesthetic? What would you like? The aesthetic, I will say, for this book is probably one of my best, if not my best.
Let's go for aesthetic.
So the aesthetic of Out of This World, if you took an opal and made it into a planet,
oh my God,
and everything was iridescent and shimmery and pink, lavender, blue.
Oh my God, I'm gonna cry. I'm so excited.
The beauty of it, when I tell you, it was like, I'm the girliest girl of all time. You probably can't see, but my ceiling is pink. I'm literally that girl with the girliness. And I just really wanted to make a planet for the girls. I was like, you know what? What do I want? What do I want an alien planet to look like? And that's how I ended up with a pink alien.
Stunning work.
Yes.
I was like, obviously he would need to be pink. So let's just go ahead and get that
naturally.
I'm like, after all, it's your world. We're just living in it,
It's my, and I said to my editor, I was like, it feels wrong for me, Ari Wright, to not have at least one pink alien. And I wanted, and then it sort of spiraled. And I thought about all the things I love, pearls, opals, diamonds, really beautiful ice blue stone, veins and marbles, tide pools, the Aurora Borealis, Northern Lights. Yes. All of these elements, I wanted to make them into a world. So that's what I did with the aesthetic of Out of This World. And I love the way it turned out. And I love the cover. My cover artist did a very beautiful job. So it's very
it's gorgeous. The artwork is very beautiful.
Yeah, she's so talented. It was really, really stunning work. So I'm hoping everyone else will enjoy it. But if I could live there, I would. So
yeah, let's get on a spaceship. Let's go tomorrow. Sounds good.
I'm ready. Yep. Ready.
Definitely more than one sentence. But you know what? I think we're going to let it slide because we got to hear all about it.
I'm sorry. That was a lot more. It was so. I told you to just say, Ari, shut up, right?
You had to so pro tangents, and I really wanted that description. It's done a lot for my brain, so thank you very much.
You said opal, and I just saw both of us go, wait a sec.
We're
locking in.
That's what we want.
Yeah, seated.
Yes.
I'm strapped in. Like, you're not getting me off this ride.
I'm so excited. Yay. I'm glad because it was, listen, you never, how often do you get a chance to just go wild and design your own world?
Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely.
It was so fun. Yeah, so fun.
Is there anything else about the new book that you would like to tell us about?
So I do want some things I'm excited about. It is an Omega building her pack book. So this is not an established group of people. In fact, this is the first time I've ever done a true enemies to pack. So these guys do not like each
Ooh.
other.
Okay,
Excellent.
bury the
They do not
lead.
get along.
Oh my
And
God.
they are, I mean, and the other thing I will share about this book, she's the only Omega on the planet.
Yes, very good. Elle's frozen on my thing.
So the competition is fierce, y'all. It
Oh
is
my
from
God.
the get. It is just, I mean, she is literally the only Omega who has
Ari, I
been on the
need this
planet.
book right now. Right
When
now.
I tell you that I just, honest to God, my little alien romance loving soul just did a deep dive into every alien romance trope I love, and somehow I don't know, Frankenstein this book. I really truly mean that. I really
You
did.
gotta get
I
it
did
all
mean
in there and just be like, look, here's all the bits. I'll work out how to fit them together.
I literally, poor editor friend also, who doesn't read alien romance, by the way, both of them, I remember pitching this idea to them last year, and they were like,
Are you sure?
blink twice if you
You
need.
need help.
The answer is yes, but I just went with it anyway.
You're like, actually, I've never been better.
Having the time of my life.
Those are two. Oh, and my third fun fact about this book, I did a very special dog. That's not a dog because it's not Earth, but I
Cute.
love that. I love an animal sidekick. I don't write them very often, but it really felt right in this one.
Yeah.
So we have
used correctly. They're often my favorite.
Yeah.
They're just it has to be done right? And he started as kind of a nothing bird. Just had him there as sort of a prop for one of the MMCs. And as the story went on, he actually wound up being such a cute character arc. And I love him. So that's my other fun fact about this world.
I love it.
So now that we've got everybody all excited with all the fun facts and everything that we've talked about this book, can you tell us when the new book is coming out and where can readers find you and all your work online?
Absolutely. So Out of This World will be available for everybody worldwide on the 26th of March. It will be on Amazon, which is, I have my books are in Kindle Unlimited. They're also available for purchase there as ebooks, if that's your favorite, which is my personal favorite. I have paperbacks available through multiple retailers. Currently, right now, we're doing a special paperback pre-order, and it is internationally or nationally here in the US through Novel Grounds. Comes with special stickers. And I'm not going to say they're the cutest stickers I've ever made. So I have that available. I also am very excited to announce that I will be doing audiobooks. They will be duet for this as well.
Oh my God. This just keeps getting better and better and better.
Those won't be out quite yet, but they are coming. So if you're like me and you like to read and then go listen to the audio, that's going to be, and it's going to be in duet, which I'm just so excited about. I think this will translate so well as a duet. But I'm so excited. And my stuff is always, best place to find me is always on Instagram. I do have a Facebook reader group. Super easy to find. I do post everything in there before I post it anywhere else. So they get everything first. And then I have my Instagram, which is where everything else happens. So that's the best place to find me.
I love it. And as for us, you can find us on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple, and always our socials are Smut Fairy Pod. Check out the Instagram because Caitlin is doing the best work over there on the reels. She's keeping us busy. And we should round this out because that's all from us. Thank you so much for tuning in, and a huge thank you to Ari for joining us today. We are so excited, so excited to dive into Out of This World.
So excited.
Yes, let me tell you, I was already so excited to read this book when I got the little blurb in the email. And then after this, I'm like, I need to count down the days. I'm so ready.
I was like chomping at the bit.
Seriously.
I'm telling you, I'm so, at this point, I think the whole secret that I did, like the top secret release, that is so much more stressful for me because I'm like, are people going to like, I don't know how people, I really feel like people are or they're gonna hate it.
But that's kind of good though, because I think you've already got your loyal fan base and they like what you write. So this is just another version of it that people are gonna love.
I hope so. And I really hope, like I said, I'm not sure if you guys are in the Monsters, Demons, and Nodding Facebook group, because if you're not, highly recommend.
We'll be joining. I will be now. Yeah.
Oh.
I need to crack Facebook back open for that. Yeah.
And Nodding, oh my, of the group. Anyway, those are like my peeps. I'm in there all the time, just looking for that. Yes, and I said to Katie, I was like, if anyone ever wrecks me in that group, I'm gonna cry because it's. Oh my god! I want to be in there so badly.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that this can be, more of that crowd. But yes, I do hope my regular readers still enjoy it. I know it's different, but
different's good.
I'm glad the tropes make sense to y'all, though. It sounds like they're clicking for you, which is
we're familiar.
Experienced readers, I'd say.
Yeah. When you combine so many tropes, you don't know if it sounds like it's going to make sense to other people, but it seems like it seems to make sense when I explain it. So here's hoping, guys. I just work here. I don't know.
It's all just like extra sprinkling on top, like you just add a couple more tropes to add in at the end of the day.
Just throw them on there. Yep, exactly. Thank you guys so much for having me. This has been so much fun. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you for joining us. It's so exciting.
Yeah,
it was so fun.